G'day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Metal video. In this video we are taking a look at the brand new LR to come to DBZ Dokkan Metal in the form of Hit and Super Saiyan God Goku. So obviously these guys are a pretty interesting LR. They are an accelerated battle and a universal survival saga type lead. And they have some pretty interesting effects. They look pretty strong. They definitely are a more limited character, but they're quite strong on the categories they're on. So they raise their attack and defense for 1 turn, and they also have the ability of a high chance of stunning on the enemy. On their 18 key, they will greatly raise their attack and defense for 1 turn, and still also have a high chance at stunning their enemy. In terms of their passive, they have attack and defense plus 170% key plus 6 plus an additional attack and defense of 50% and attacks guaranteed to hit, disables enemies guard and a high chance of evading enemies attack including super attack as a first or second attacker in turn, plus an additional attack of 70% when attacking key plus 7 and some additional effects when they're in the 3rd slot. Now the interesting thing for these guys is that they have an active skill. This active skill can be activated after 3 super attacks. It will be a permanent 13% attack and defense increase, and your health needs to be below a certain threshold. But that's really it. In terms of links, they have Tournament of Power, Experienced Fighters, Cold Judgment, which is a pretty good defensive link that they need to have, in Fighters, Shocking Speed, and of course Legendary Power. Shocking Speed and Tournament of Power are their like major key links, so those are going to be some that you want to kind of focus on. In terms of categories, they're very limited, and we'll see that very shortly, but they're not on a lot of categories, which is kind of a problem. They're only on 4 categories, which is Accelerated Battle, Universal Survival Saga, the Joined Forces category, and the Legendary Existence category. So it's a pretty strange kind of like, they're just not on a lot of categories, and so it causes them quite a few problems. But on the categories that they are on, they're incredibly powerful. We'll take a look at them here, but they are very good. So we'll try them first on just a generic Universal Survival Saga team, mainly pairing them up with a unit like Tech Hit, and we'll try them out on this team. They've got quite a lot of support going on and things like that, so we'll definitely get a good look at them. This is a 55% Hit and Super Saiyan God Goku, so there's definitely, some decent like support and everything on this team, so they shouldn't really have too many issues. We're going to try and pair them up with Hit. Hit is a pretty good pairing partner for them. They share Cold Judgment, in Fighters, Experienced Fighters, Tournament of Power, Fierce Battle as well. So they share 5 links there, which is obviously very good. Just only missing Legendary Power, and Hit has Warriors of Universe 6, while they have Shocking Speed. So that's that's genuinely one of their better linking partners. I think he shares 5 links with them, and with his recent EZA, he's pretty damn powerful. Now, something to note about their passive is the fact that they essentially, when it says, there's a very big difference when it says attacker, so when it says first or second attacker, rather than when it says, in the first or second slot and things like that, and we'll get into that just now. But they have 125,000 defense, which is pretty good. I'm not sharing a lot of links or anything at this stage, and this is only a 55% unit, but it's a pretty decent amount of defense. Remember, they're going to gain quite a fair chunk of attack and defense upon their supering, especially in the first turn. They will also gain from their super attack, so they will be, raising and greatly raising their attack depending on the 12 or 18 key. We see a very solid attack stat there. Nothing too insane, but still very good. So yeah, they're definitely looking like a very solid unit already at 55%. To go back to their passive, the main issue that we have with their passive is just the notion that they have to be the first or the second attacker in the turn. So when a unit has to be the first or second attacker, that's where you can run into some problems for two reasons. So one, by attacker it means if the enemy is attacking before your unit, then they are not classified as the first attacker until they super. So for example, if Hit and Goku are in the first slot, they are in the slot 1 and no one is attacking them, then they will have their bonus immediately right off the bat. If they have someone attacking before them, that bonus will only kick in once they fire their super attack. So essentially, if someone is attacking before they are, the effect becomes almost like a on super effect in that first slot, which is something important to note, because you're probably going to wonder, why are they never evading the enemy's attacks? And that's because their evasion will only kick in once they super if the enemy is attacking before they do in that first slot. In the second slot, everything will work as per the passive, so you shouldn't really have that many issues in any way, shape or form in regards to them existing in the second slot. It should be pretty straightforward. So here we have them paired up with Hit. Obviously here we have Cold Judgment, which is very, very good for them. You can see their defense rises quite tremendously. They have 150 or so thousand defense now. That Cold Judgment link obviously being a very massive amount of defense for them. Very powerful defensive link that they do have. And you can see the attack stats gone up as well. Now we've managed to get those links. So they hit really well. They do disable enemies guard, which is an okay effect. It's an okay effect. They're guaranteed to hit, which I guess does help against evading enemies in long form events. But for the most part, you are going to want to build these guys into criticals, because you want to take advantage of their attack stats rather than not having them make advantage of their attack stats. So for the most part, you're going to want to build them into criticals. But yeah, you can definitely see, that they are a top quality unit. They're very niche. Obviously, only being on 4 categories kind of makes them a lot less valuable in terms of like team building and things like that, but they are still an exceptional unit on the teams that they can be on. So it's a very, very impressive unit overall. I definitely think they are a fantastic unit to utilize, and yeah, I think they can definitely be quite a fun and interesting unit to play around with. Their link sets definitely got them more prioritized to working with the Hit unit, but they also link well with quite a few LR units on joint forces. 170,000 defense at this point. Obviously this is the best case scenario. You can see just how high their defense can get, which is really, really impressive. And a very good attack stat there as well. So overall, a very crazy looking unit, very awesome unit. And yeah, I think that's like, to sum them up, that's pretty much it. I mean, the only real issue that they have is essentially that whole first attacker mechanism and that second slot attacker mechanism. But beyond that, there's nothing really that should keep you from utilizing them. If you've got them, fantastic. There'll be a unit that definitely finds space on your joined forces, on your Universal Survival Saga. The accelerated battle category looks okay. It's an okay looking category. I can't say it's a spectacular looking category. It's not, a team category that makes me go, oh wow, that's exactly what I needed it to be, and this is exactly what I want it to be. So yeah, I don't know, it's a good category. It's got a nice selection of units. It's got units like SSJ4 Gogeta. It's got units like Super Saiyan Gogeta. It's got quite a few options floating on, so it's definitely got a couple of options, which is great. But I wouldn't say it's the best category ever, but it's definitely, I think it's probably better than a lot of the other smaller categories that they've brought out recently. It's got a lot more going on with it. It seems like it's got a lot more synergy, and it's got a nice selection of options. You can kind of go more extreme with it or super with it, so I think it's pretty good. It's definitely one of the better ones they brought out recently. So yeah, In this situation here, nothing too crazy. Obviously, we're just linked up with the UI Goku, so nothing too crazy in terms of links or anything like that. This unit does have 2 dupes, so you should see a marked improvement in their stats. But yeah, for the most part, they're very, very cool. The animations can leave something to be desired. I don't think their animations are absolutely top notch. I don't find them to be, the absolute be all and end all. They're clean, but they're not, super fantastic. I don't really think they are, an absolutely thrilling level of animation. They're not, animations that really make me like jump out, that really make me kind of, sit and go, damn, that's, an animation I really want to use. So, yeah, for the most part, it's okay, but I definitely don't think that their animations are in the top tier of Dokkan animations, but they are okay. Yeah, they're okay animations. They're definitely not in the top tier. They're not animations that, are like wow. Like with UI Goku or things like that. They're satisfactory. They're good enough for an LR, but the 18T could really improve. I just think they could have just ended it a bit better. The key blast volley is just not that spectacular. So, but yeah, still great, fantastic. So we'll see here. We've got them linked up with the LR God Goku, the LR Goku and Frieza. They share a decent amount of links. We're sitting with a solid amount of defense. No Cold Judgment, which would shoot that defense up. So just remember that Cold Judgment would really push that defense all the way up. But it's okay. So we'll see a very nice attack set from them here. Very good pairing partner for them. 5 links with the Goku and Frieza, which is, of course, super helpful. You can see here, again, evasion can't kick in because obviously Gohan is supering before their full passive kicks in. So another example of how that first attacker, second attacker mechanism really just doesn't help anyone or makes them less effective than they should be. But they do have a high enough defense for it to not be too big an issue, but in things like ESBR, and some long form events, that is a bit of a shame. It's definitely not something that you want. But yeah, so that's it. Great performance by them, I think, in both situations. I think they showed that they have very capable defense, or at least defensive numbers. They have very good attack stats, and yeah, they just look very solid. If there's anything to say about them, I think they're incredibly consistent. Cold Judgment pushes their defense up to really good numbers, really exceptional numbers, but without it, they still have good defense. And their offense, get a whole bunch of links and support. They have great offense, but still very, very consistent anyway. So I think that's definitely a really cool thing about them. Are they someone you should be hunting or chasing for? I'm not too certain. Just their limited categories makes it so that it's very difficult to say that you should 100% invest your time and thoughts into chasing these guys and your dragon stones and everything like that. But if you like hit and you are looking for another hit unit, then I definitely basically suggest grabbing this one, because there's going to be very few instances of a hit getting his own LR or another DFE or things like that. Taking a look at units that compare well with them, obviously the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta shares a couple links with him, is on the accelerated battle category, which is always a nice little touch. Then if we take a look further on, we have the LR Krillin and Gohan, also a unit that shares a couple links with them. We're looking at stuff like Cold Judgment, great link, Infighter, great link, Shocking Speed as well, which is fantastic, Legendary Power, Fierce Battle. So they share quite a few links with them, which is obviously a very, very nice big bonus. Also exists on the Accelerated Battle category and the Joined Forces category, so pretty nice from that aspect. They have a very good couple Joined Forces units. Obviously this Frieza and Goku, they don't have Cold Judgment, but they share pretty much the rest of their offensive kit. On Universal Survival Saga as well, pretty good pairing partner with them. The only thing is they lack a bit of synergy. So if Goku and Hit debuffed the enemy, then that would really set up the Goku and Frieza really nicely. Broly, Chila, and Lemo, another joined forces option. Also again really solid. Cold Judgment, Shocking Speed, Legendary Power, Fierce Battle, all really solid link sets. Units like the Goku Angel and the Vegeta Angel actually also pair somewhat decently, but they don't really share any of their major categories, which is a bit of a shame. So you can't really rely on that. And similarly with the androids, not really something you can openly rely on all the time, consistently, and just no categories barring joint forces. So they got a couple good joint forces partners, which is fantastic. But yeah, definitely you want to focus on Universal Survival Saga, then you pretty much just want to focus on Hit. So Hit is your number one option if you're running them on a Universal Survival Saga team or anything like that. Not only does his Easy A make him great in the second slot, but also he's just got a lovely link set for them with Cold Judgment, Tournament of Power, Fierce Battle, lots of great fantastic links that he does bring. Experienced fighters, in-fighters, all of those are super great. But yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to who they can link with and their best linking partners. But yeah, so that's going to be it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. Otherwise, leave a thought in your comments. Did you like these guys? Do you like the unit? Do you think they're good? Do you use them? And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. But until then, take care, stay safe, and bye.